What is going on? Welcome to Heaven on Earth Astrology. I'm Michael, the Leo Mystic, and this is where we observe the heavens, the rhythm of the heavens, to speak the language of the soul. And this is the astrological forecast for the 1st of August until the, well, I'm pointing with two fingers here, but you can't see it because I have to hold the camera because I am leading the nomadic lifestyle. And I forgot, obviously, my tripod. So anyway, until the 7th of August, it's kind of like a Sun sesquiquadrate Neptune, where we are distracted, where we, suddenly, where we're shining and where we're giving everything from our heart, but where we can be deceived by other people, or where we can deceive ourselves, where we are disillusioned, where we hold the illusion that what we give is what we think it's going to be, and we are being taught about surrender. That's what's up. I just dove right in there, which is also Sun in Leo square Neptune. But let me just say, it's not a normal week, but the astrology is not like, it's not so overflowing with aspects. There's actually one thing that is happening that is extremely important, and that happens on Tuesday. And I would really, it's an aspect that kind of like has an orb of 2 to 3 to 4 days where it intensifies. So it's kind of like this whole week, and it's been going on, and it's the Mars conjunct Uranus conjunct the North Node in Taurus. We've talked about it past week. This is the cord cutting energy that I was talking about, but also with Taurus energy that is about money, your values, about your physical body, your senses, your instincts, in a way where, these are being triggered big time, and it has a lot to do with what you value, with the means of survival. Now, it's not the only thing. On that same day, the moon is in Libra, triggering Venus, which is in Cancer, which triggers the moon, right? So Venus in Cancer, that is about your views on money, your views on the possessions, all right, that are from the past, because Cancer has to do with the child. So your upbringing, the values that your parents held when you were younger around relationships and money, and how you relate to yourself, to others, especially with this moon in Libra. We are out there, we are out in the open, we want to seek harmony and balance. But Venus in Cancer is spending money, very quite emotional, in a Libra way here. So it's like, it's trying to seek the balance, and it kind of holds the other more as important. But that's not really what I want to say here. I think what I want to say is that, we got Venus in Cancer that is all about your old values. And let me just pick the camera for a sec here. My right arm is going super tired. Anyway, it is about your conditioning as a child, how you've been, fed literally and figuratively around how you spend your money. And Uranus in Taurus with Mars on the North Node can just cut it all out. And Moon is in Libra, which triggers relationships, with Venus in Cancer, triggers your safety. And so we kind of hold a traditional way of spending money, of going into relationships. Now the good thing is that the moon in Libra wants to be out, wants to feel safe with other people, and is looking for that. But Mars Uranus conjunction can cut through that, past, and can cut cords with karmic relationships, with old people, with your choices, and just can reset your whole view on money, your whole view on your safety, and with that inner child too, the dark spots and just old values that no longer serve you, that don't serve you anymore. So that's really like a crucial day, and where I would be, like, really, I've been talking about it past week, and since then onwards until the end of the week, where it starts to lessen, and where we really now have that opportunity to cut cords. And really what we're doing with cutting cords is just taking energy back, and we call our spirit back, and we just put it back into our chakra. You know, so that's really what's super important this week, and it's just going on all week. And Mars on Uranus is quite volatile and quite aggressive, and it's going to be exact, and it's on the North Node. So there's extremely important things happening. Mars too is loud, Uranus is loud. This is guaranteed. There's shocking things happening, and like inflammation, fires, earthquakes, you know, just violent happenings, and but in a good way too, like being catapulted towards the heavens. Uranus and Taurus is heaven on earth, and the actions that we can take for that. So that's what's up. Now at the same time, you know, we got Mercury still opposing Saturn. That is restricted, and you just frustration, and not being able to communicate, not being able to express ourselves fully. But we're learning to structure that. We're learning to formulate our words in a way that other people understand, and that is quite frustrating sometimes, because we have a view, we have a way of doing that, the arts, and you know, so that's actually, like, maybe that could be just a message. And you know, the moon is traveling through Virgo, and then through Libra, and then by the end of the week, moon comes into Scorpio, and it's going to oppose all that Venus, well, you know, all that Mars Uranus North Node conjunction. So that is going to be like very intense, because moon in Scorpio is quite dark and quite diving deep into the dark, and it's going to bring stuff to light, because the sun is in Leo, where there's most light, and then moon in Scorpio, it's the first quarter square. So there's going to be T-square, less or more, going on with the moon opposition to that Uranus-Mars conjunction. First quarter square to the sun. Moon in Scorpio is about courage, and is about, you know, diving deep, and about transformation, and about stepping up into your leadership role, into the spotlights, and face your fears. And Mars Uranus North Node conjunction, in that opposition to that moon, can take all those fears away, but it will most definitely bring them to light. And it is also very unsafe energy, very, again, volatile energy, very aggressive, very protective, very, oh my God. And we have to pay attention. We have to really pay close attention what we decide to do and how we decide to do it, and just keep sending love, because it's very aggressive energy. There's very explosive energy, especially that day. And with the sun still, you know, sesquiquadrate Neptune, and it's, you know, it's exact on Tuesday, but that's like the God complex and like savior complex. And you know, with that moon in Scorpio, we become the hero. First quarter square to the sun, opposite Uranus Mars North Node. We do crazy shit, we do crazy stuff, and if we are like the heroic, and we just really think that we're God and we can just do everything, we all of a sudden might like make crazy decisions. So I would just keep it on a low there, you know, and remain humble. Remain, like, I mean, Mercury opposing Saturn is just keeping you humble. So, but just so you know that the energy is there, and as always, the answer is always your center, your breath, and just the recognition of those emotions, but the control of not having to lose yourself or just act on those emotions. You know what I'm saying? So, and find a way to transform, like an alchemy. Just go do sports, or just instead surround yourself with an environment where there is peace, where there are flowers, where there is water, where there is like friends to hold space. Now, Moon in Scorpio there at the end of the week, opposing that, is going to bring up fears around, your Leoness, and it might be as well that there are aggressive people on you, like just like, no, you're not gonna do it, or it's like, if you're gonna do it, I will hit you. It's like that ability just to keep holding space and for your own power, without having to force, without having to like, get lost in that aggression and that in the protection. So it's not about protection. This is about, realizing how we are all affecting one another, and to always take responsibility. Saturn in Aquarius is just really holding you accountable to keep holding that responsibility for your ego, like for your, just like that safety reaction, that protection that you have. And especially if there's like that God complex of like, the world evolves around me, but there's a certain like surrender, I will my will to divine will kind of an energy, where we have to like kind of introduce a certain compassion for ourselves and for others, and see the suffering that happens in those fears, that happens in that overreaction, that happens in that God complex, that happens in that savior complex, and all those things. And as always, the sun is in Leo. This is about creating. What are we going to create with the moon in Scorpio? This is diving deep and seeing how powerful you are in your creations. And sesquiquadrate Neptune is just co-create with the divine. That is a certain kind of letting go in the process, and understanding that you are not the creator of it all, but that it's just like the infinite amount of possibilities that you are working with. So, but key energy here is Mars-Uranus conjunction, and I don't know, man. That's pretty intense, especially in the moon opposes Mars. So hold space, send love, do what you can, stay centered. And remember that that everything that happens is an experience that our spirit, our soul wants to experience, no matter what it is. Like really, like death, and death in its many infinite forms that it comes in. Going from a natural death to a heart attack, to people drowning, to people killing each other. Doesn't matter. It's a neutral experience, and it hurts our ego, it hurts us, but it's because we identify with it, because we are human, and we're here to experience those emotions, and to maybe learn the lesson that there's no violence needed, but at the same time, this is what happens. This is the human experience. So in a way, any form of violence, and like from very severe to not severe, it's all there, it's all okay, it's all what happens. It's just like, that's what our soul wanted to experience. And I think, in a way, holding space for that is that Aquarian vibe of like zooming out and taking a bird's eye view. There's like a pigeon landing on the thing right now. It's this. I think that's a clear message. It's a powerful week. If we co-create with the divine, and if we at the same time step into our Leoness and realize also with the first quarter square, Moon in Scorpio, that it's about facing those fears, no matter what they are, and to hold space for that, compassion for that, and at the same time, keep creating, keep doing what you're meant to be doing right here, and just from the heart. What does that mean? Joy, love, expression, endless. You know, that's what it's about. And to not be told by other people, this is what you can or cannot do. It's always in, like, and at a certain moment you have to cut cords, and that's what the energy is really helpful for us. Cutting cords, putting boundaries. I'm gonna do this, fuck it, this is like, I'm gonna do my own way. Mars Uranus conjunction, my way is a new way, my individualized way. I'm gonna do it my way, you know. This is very rebellious energy too, so that too is able for us, or ready for us to tap into. All right, now, much love. See you next week. Bye bye.